Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Zealous Super Saiyan Goku at 100% in the hidden potential system. So we looked at him at 55% and he looked pretty good. He continues to look pretty good at 100%. You can definitely get more out of him. I'm going to be honest, one thing I think that is difficult to do, not difficult to do, like I managed to get him below his health. I managed to get him, to his certain like top tier thresholds. We saw him at a high level of defense, etc. But the thing is, you can squeeze a lot more out of him. I think there's certain setups where you can really get him to kind of pop off for like probably an extra 2 or 3 million. But I think still we did a pretty good serviceable job. Goku himself, AGL tech, strength type lead, 90%. Massively raises attack and defense, attack for 1 turn. If it was attack and defense, I think this guy would be insane. But attack, I mean, he is good, but attack for 1 turn. Key +3, attack and defense at 200%. He survives KO attacks up to once within a turn. If HP is 59% or less when receiving an attack, gets 200% attack and defense and attacks effective against all types for the remainder of battle. If HP is 20% or less when receiving an attack, evades enemies' attack guaranteed within 1 turn only, and then gets an additional 100% attack and defense and a guaranteed additional. Then recovers 59% HP if HP is 20% or less at the end of the turn. How Goku works, basically, to cut a long story short, or how I feel his best mechanisms are. Well, let's just finish his links first. Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Z Fighters, Fair for Battle, Sharing the Limits, and then he's on a ton of categories. Battle of Fate, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighter, Entrusted Will, Exploder Rage, Full Power, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, Legendary Existence, Miraculous Awakening, Dynamic Saga, Powerful Comeback, Pure Saiyans, Saviors, Super Saiyans, and Turtle School. So let's talk about how he's supposed to work before I talk about his build. So how I think he works best is as a damage dealing floater. You can float him in the final slot, and you know what, if he gets super attacked or blown up there, it doesn't matter because he survives with 1 HP and then he dodges everything for that turn, and then you have a really good floating damage dealer that can do good damage. Because he survives the turn with a 1 KO, he also has the ability to sometimes survive last minute super attacks. That then gives him obviously a pretty cool mechanism. And what you'll often find with him, especially if you try to use him in the first or second slot, is great. He survives the attack, and then he evades everything, and then the unit straight afterwards gets hit for 36 damage, and you die anyway because you're left at 1 health. Same thing even using him in the second slot. Like, you realistically, if you want to use that survive KO function properly, either have to have Goku finish off the boss, or the second slot unit finish off the boss, which is what you'll often see me do in the video. Or you have Goku in that third slot, and then what happens is if he does survive the attack, you move on to the next rotation, which is really good. Because of that, a lot of people tend to give him dodge, because the idea is that outside of that first turn he doesn't have dodge. So then what happens is outside that turn, if he explodes, then you can still have like him potentially dodge any attacks that come afterwards, which means you don't end up losing the run, which functionally is kind of what you want to do. I think for me personally, looking into him as a unit, this is obviously really helpful, but I think ultimately that floating damage dealer position, using that survivability to potentially move on to the next turn where necessary, is probably the best utilization of him. Without his HP requirements, he does not hit very hard. You do have to, at the very least, trigger the 59% HP requirement, which isn't too hard to do. And then he ends up with like 700k defense, hitting, around 10, 11 million at the rainbow level, which honestly is not bad. When you can activate the full requirements, then he ends up at like 1 million, 1.1 million defense. Then he hits like, 13, 15. And if you're lucky enough to get another super, 17 million. So that's really good. Additionals in his build is a bit of a 50-50. So obviously, attacks effective against all types, massively raising attack. Like his attack does go up. I mean, you'll see it go like 11, 13, 15. getting a third super would make him 17 million, and it is attack effective against all types. But at the same time, I think the evasion to me seems a little bit more functional, because there might be an instance where, for example, you get super attacked and it's like second to last action in the turn, and then if he gets hit again, even though he's now survived the KO, it's like game over for you, right? Because he didn't dodge that next attack. And that's where I'd probably say that's where the evasion really comes in, because you get now that ability to turn that survived KO into a new turn, getting health back on the orbs, or from passives or active skills or whatever, and then he tends to function really, really well. So I do think that is a good usage of his abilities, but I will say I think his build isn't a major deal breaker. I don't really think there's an outright wrong build for me, overall, because I do think crit is very useful, and I think additionals do technically help him take advantage of his attacks effective against all types. So I just don't really have a lot of complaints about like him, like his build. I just don't think there's any huge major train smashes that you need to be worried about or anything like that. So you're obviously welcome to look at anything however you wish, but realistically I think build wise there's not like a huge train smash for him. All in all, honestly, solid stuff, decent stuff. Link wise, great unit. Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Kamehameha, all easy accessible links. Z Fighters, Sharing the Limit, not the easiest, not the most accessible, but they'll do, they're acceptable. And I think that's really it. Honestly speaking, not a huge train smash, good unit, functions well, great as a float on the team. I think if you leave it at that, I think you end up having a good time. I think anything beyond that, not really worth diving into massively, like not really worth losing your mind over, basically, to cut a long story short. So very happy me personally about it. But that's basically it for me. So let me know what you guys think about Goku. Do you think he's good? Do you think he's not? Would you use him? Would you not use him? But I think for me, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.